Good morning students, I am Mashmi Prasad and creator of this channel Digital Generation. This channel is regarding chapter wise preparation for both ICSE and CBSE students. I hope you will get best knowledge and explanation from this channel. Today we are going to study about respiration in life process. The food after digestion and absorption reaches to each and every cell of the body. Some part of the food is utilized to produce energy, and energy is very essential for us because energy is the capacity to do work. So all living beings produce energy from the food absorbed. This process of generating energy within the cell is known as respiration. We all know that when organic substances or fuel like coal, wood, cow dung cake burns in presence of oxygen, then heat is produced. This is called combustion. Similar combustion also occurs in our body. The food which is digested acts as a fuel, and this fuel is supplied to each and every cell of the body, where the food, when is oxidized, produces energy. The only difference between combustion and respiration is that combustion produces flame and ashes, whereas respiration does not produce any flame. This is because the entire process of respiration is carried out and controlled by several enzymes. The end product of respiration is carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide is a poisonous gas, and so it is eliminated out of the body through diffusion. Therefore, oxygen is required for respiration. We take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. This process of taking in oxygen and giving out the carbon dioxide is known as breathing. And breathing is an essential part of respiration. Though the mechanism of breathing is different in different organisms, the mechanism of breathing depends on habit, habitat and lifestyle of the organisms. But the oxidation of the food is similar in all living organisms. So we can say that respiration is a catabolic process in which the food is oxidized and produces energy, and the energy is stored in our body in the form of ATP. Thus we can see that the entire purpose of respiration is to generate energy within the body, and this energy which is produced in our body is in the form of ATP, which is known as adenosine triphosphate, and this ATP is used for various biological activities of our body like metabolism, protein synthesis, muscular contraction, nerve impulse and all other biological activities are done by this ATP. So the overall reaction of respiration is glucose plus oxygen is oxidized or breaks down within the cell to produce carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. The formula of glucose is C6H12O6. When combined with 6 molecules of oxygen, it produces 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of water along with energy in the form of ATP. So let's see what is ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate, and ATP is also known as energy currency of the cell. And how is ATP formed? ATP is formed from adenosine diphosphate. When one molecule of adenosine diphosphate combines with inorganic phosphate, it gives ATP. Reaction of adenosine diphosphate plus inorganic phosphate is endothermic. Thus, it takes heat for this combination. This is also known as oxidative phosphorylation. And as it is endothermic reaction, it takes heat, and heat is taken from the energy released during the process of respiration, and this ATP is the energy currency of the cell. Now this terminal P, when broken down by using water, then it liberates energy. 30.5 kilojoule per mole of energy is released when one molecule of this terminal P is broken down in our body. Just remember that it is endothermic reaction, and one molecule of adenosine diphosphate combines with one molecule of inorganic phosphate to form ATP, and it takes energy from the heat which is released during respiration. Now we will learn about steps in respiration. There are two steps in respiration. First step is external respiration. And second step is internal respiration. This internal respiration is also known as cellular respiration. Now this external respiration is of two types. First, it is known as gaseous exchange. In this process, gas is exchanged, that is, oxygen enters into our body and carbon dioxide is given out from our body. This gaseous exchange is also known as breathing. And this mechanism of breathing is different in different organisms. So, first step is gaseous exchange, and gaseous exchange takes place between the organism and the surroundings or environment. And second part is transport of gas through blood. The oxygen which enters into our body through lungs is transported to heart through blood. So, transport of gases through blood is the second step of external respiration. This external respiration varies from organism to organism. So, we will study this later. First, let's see internal respiration. This is also known as cellular respiration. This is also called oxidation of the food. And it is common in all living organisms. So let's study first cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is the actual oxidation of the food, where food is broken down and energy is released. This takes place inside the cell. The food which breaks down or the food which acts as fuel is mainly glucose. Sometimes fatty acid also takes place in breakdown of food or oxidation of food, but the main fuel of oxidation of food is glucose. So glucose is also known as the respiratory substrate. Mainly glucose takes part in breakdown of the food and releasing energy. Cellular respiration mainly takes place in presence of oxygen, but in some organisms, or we can say in lower organisms like yeast, some bacteria and Taenia solium, cellular respiration takes place even in absence of oxygen. So, according to the basis of presence or absence of oxygen, cellular respiration is of two types: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Respiration which takes place in presence of oxygen is known as aerobic respiration, and the respiration which takes place in absence of oxygen is known as anaerobic respiration. But the first step of respiration is breakdown of glucose, which is known as glycolysis. The glucose is broken down to give 3 carbon atom compound called pyruvic acid. The breaking down of glucose is known as glycolysis. So we are writing here glycolysis. Glycolysis means, lysis means breaking down, and glyco means glucose. So the formula of glucose is 6H12O6, that is 6 carbon atom compound breaks down to give 2 molecules of 3 carbon atom compound called pyruvic acid or pyruvate. Thus we can see that glucose undergoes glycolysis or glucose breaks down to give pyruvic acid or pyruvate. This is common in all living organisms and it is the first step of respiration. So 1 molecule of glucose breaks down to give 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. And now after the formation of pyruvic acid, it undergoes either aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration. It depends upon the availability of oxygen. Now when there is sufficient oxygen, then this pyruvic acid enters into mitochondria of the cell and undergoes complete oxidization to produce carbon dioxide. Let's see what happens in aerobic respiration where there is sufficient oxygen. Now 2 molecule of pyruvic acid is oxidized to give carbon dioxide plus water. See here, two molecules of 3 carbon atom compound called pyruvic acid is oxidized, completely oxidized, because there is availability of oxygen, and then it gives carbon dioxide and water, and this is known as aerobic respiration. This respiration, that is aerobic respiration, takes place in mitochondria of the cell, whereas glycolysis takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. You must be very clear with this, that glycolysis takes place in cytoplasm of the cell, whereas aerobic respiration, that is the breaking down of pyruvic acid to form carbon dioxide and water, takes place in mitochondria of the cell. This aerobic respiration of this pyruvic acid also enters into Krebs cycle and ETC. ETC means electron transport chain. Now let's see what happens in Krebs cycle. Cycle also takes place in mitochondria of the cell. Here pyruvic acid is oxidized to give carbon dioxide, and the reduced coenzymes are also formed which contains large amount of energy. After Krebs cycle, it enters into ETC, electron transport chain. Electron transport chain also takes place in mitochondria of the cells. Now here the reduced coenzyme which was produced in Krebs cycle is oxidized to produce water, whereas in glycolysis glucose is oxidized to give pyruvic acid, and in glycolysis no oxygen is required, and so no carbon dioxide is produced, and it takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. Water is produced in electron transport chain, and energy is also released. Energy is transformed into ATP, or the energy which is produced by respiration is stored in form of ATP. In aerobic respiration, 686 kilocalorie per molecule of glucose is produced, and this ETC is the final step or last step of respiration. Now let's summarize what happens to glucose and pyruvic acid in respiration. First we are talking about aerobic respiration. So glucose undergoes glycolysis. It takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. It does not require oxygen, and so carbon dioxide is not produced. Little amount of energy is also produced in glycolysis because glucose breaks down. Then it forms pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid enters into Krebs cycle. Formula pyruvic acid is CH3COOH. It is 3 carbon atom compound. 2 molecules of pyruvic acid is produced by 1 molecule of glucose. Formula of glucose is C6H12O6. This produces pyruvic acid. To this process, it is common in both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. It is common. Then from pyruvic acid, it undergoes aerobic or anaerobic respiration. When pyruvic acid undergoes aerobic respiration, then it enters into Krebs cycle, and Krebs cycle and ETC takes place in mitochondria of the cell. When the pyruvic acid undergoes Krebs cycle, it produces carbon dioxide and reduced coenzyme. This reduced coenzyme then enters into ETC, electron transport chain, and in electron transport chain it combines with 6 molecules of oxygen and gives water. This reduced coenzyme is oxidized to give 6 molecules of water plus energy in the form of ATP. 686 kilocalorie per molecule of glucose is produced by 1 molecule of glucose. Now let's see what happens in anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, there is no sufficient oxygen, and thus pyruvic acid which is produced by glycolysis undergoes fermentation. This type of reaction takes place in yeast or other lower organisms. Here in anaerobic respiration, pyruvic acid is partially oxidized to give ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. Energy is also released but amount of energy released in anaerobic respiration is much less than that of energy produced in aerobic respiration, and thus we can say that anaerobic respiration is less energy efficient. In anaerobic respiration, only 50 kilocalorie per molecule of glucose of energy is produced, and this process where pyruvic acid is partially oxidized from ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide is known as fermentation. In anaerobic respiration, no water is produced. Now let's see the reaction what is happening in anaerobic respiration and which is carried by yeast. Pyruvic acid is formed by glycolysis. 2 molecules of pyruvic acid is formed. And this pyruvic acid then undergoes partial oxidation or fermentation reaction to produce 2 molecules of ethyl alcohol plus 2 molecules of carbon dioxide, and it produces energy in the form of ATP, which is only 50 kilocalorie per molecule of glucose. Produces 2 molecules of ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is also known as ethanol, C2H5OH, and 2 molecules of carbon dioxide plus ATP. How much ATP? 50 kilocalorie of energy is produced. Here no water is produced. And this reaction is known as fermentation. When the organism performs anaerobic respiration or when yeast performs fermentation, it takes place in cytoplasm. It does not enter into mitochondria of the cell. So this entire process is taking place in cytoplasm of the cell only, not in mitochondria. This is the vital difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in mitochondria of the cell. Krebs cycle, etc., that is complete oxidization of pyruvic acid takes place in mitochondria of the cell. But in fermentation or partial oxidation of pyruvic acid, it takes place only in cytoplasm of the cell. The pyruvic acid does not enter into mitochondria of the cell. So this is the most important difference. And another difference is that no water is produced in fermentation. The muscle cells of our body also sometimes perform anaerobic respiration due to insufficient availability of oxygen. This condition arises when we do heavy exercises and the demand for oxygen increases in our body. In that situation, to generate energy, our muscle cells undergoes anaerobic respiration and produces another 3 carbon atom compound called lactic acid. Here no carbon dioxide and no water is produced. The formation of lactic acid or the muscle cells which undergoes anaerobic respiration also takes place in cytoplasm. When excess of lactic acid is produced by our muscle cells, then it causes muscle cramps and fatigue. This anaerobic respiration in muscle cells takes place for a short period of time. So now let's see what happens in our muscle cells. 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, which is formed by glycolysis, undergoes partial oxidation in muscle cells. This also takes place in cytoplasm of the cell and produces 2 molecules of another 3 carbon atom compound called lactic acid. What is the formula of lactic acid? CH3, CHOH, COOH. See here, the pyruvic acid is undergoing anaerobic respiration in the cytoplasm of the muscle cells and producing 2 molecules of lactic acid plus small amount of energy in the form of ATP, which is 50 kilocalorie per molecule of glucose. This means that 1 molecule of glucose will produce 50 kilocalorie of energy in muscle cells. Now we can state the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration, and it is also very important for our syllabus. So what happens in aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration takes place in presence of oxygen and anaerobic respiration takes place in absence of oxygen. Number 2, in aerobic respiration, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place between the environment or surroundings and organisms. And in anaerobic respiration, no exchange of gases takes place. Third point, aerobic respiration takes place in mitochondria of the cell, and anaerobic respiration takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. Fourth point, it involves Krebs cycle plus etc. It does not involve Krebs cycle and etc. Rather, it undergoes fermentation. Fifth point, reduced coenzymes are produced in aerobic respiration. And here coenzymes are oxidized. In aerobic respiration, complete oxidization of pyruvic acid takes place. Here partial oxidization of pyruvic acid takes place. And the end products of aerobic respiration are carbon dioxide, water plus energy in the form of ATP, and the amount of energy is 686 kilocalorie per molecule of glucose. Here the end products are, in case of fermentation of yeast, end products are ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide. No water is produced in case of yeast. And in muscle cells, which also performs anaerobic respiration in emergency, then also lactic acid is formed. No carbon dioxide or water is produced. In this anaerobic respiration, small amount of energy is produced, which is 50 kilocalorie per molecule of glucose. In my next video, we will study about external respiration. Thank you for watching my video, and if you find my video useful, please do like and share my video and subscribe my channel to get the latest update of my videos. And if you have any doubt regarding this chapter, comment below. I will try to answer as early as possible.